We're constantly told to be afraid of these shadowy hackers and all this complex malware. But what if the biggest threat, and actually our greatest defense, is a lot closer to home? Today, let's talk about how we can build our most critical security asset, the human firewall. So I want you to just look at this number for a second, 95%. That is a huge figure, and believe it or not, it's the quiet truth behind almost every major cyber attack you read about in the news. But what does it actually mean? Yep, that's it. 95% of breaches happen not because of some crazy unhackable code, but because a person somewhere made a simple mistake. A rushed click, a reused password, maybe just a moment of misplaced trust. What this really tells us is that we are both the main target and the absolute first line of defense. And this brings us to a fundamental truth about security today. We can't just buy more and more sophisticated technology and expect that to keep us safe. It's not that simple. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Of course, firewalls, antivirus software, that stuff is essential. But it all has limits, and attackers know this. So instead of spending months trying to break through some complex digital wall, why not just trick someone into holding the door open for them? That's the big shift we're all seeing. So if technology by itself isn't the complete answer, then what is? Well, it's all about shifting our mindset away from just, checking a box for compliance and moving towards a real, deeply ingrained security culture. We have to build a proactive human firewall, one person at a time. And you can see the difference so clearly right here. On one side, you have that old compliance approach, that dreaded once-a-year training that feels like a chore you just have to get through. But on the other side, the culture approach is all about making security a continuous, engaging habit. It's about empowering people with knowledge that protects them, not just at work, but in their personal lives too. This famous saying is just as true for cybersecurity as it is for business. You can have the best security strategy money can buy, but if the people in your organization don't actually value security in their day-to-day work, that strategy is pretty much worthless. A strong culture becomes the immune system for the whole organization. Okay, so let's get practical. To be a really effective human firewall, you have to be able to spot the attacker's main weapon. And that weapon isn't code, it's psychology. This is what it's called social engineering. And it is the engine behind pretty much every modern attack. See, it doesn't hack computers, it hacks people. It preys on our most basic instincts, our desire to be helpful, our curiosity, our respect for authority, and especially our fear of missing out on something. The most classic example is, of course, email phishing. You get a message that looks like it's from a trusted source, like Microsoft. It creates a sense of urgency. Hey, your mailbox is full, pressuring you to act now, before you have time to think. But if you just pause and look, the sender's email might be a little off, or the language is just weird, like using the word kindly. They're betting you're too busy to notice those little red flags. And now they're on our phones with smishing, or SMS phishing. This is so effective because texts feel more personal, more immediate. They hijack the authority of a brand we trust, like the Postal Service, and again create that urgency about a package. But the dead giveaway is almost always that weird, unofficial-looking link. The latest thing is quishing, using QR codes. This one plays on our love of convenience. It's just so easy to point your phone and scan, right? But a QR code is a complete mystery box. It's a link you can't even see before you click it. Criminals will literally go out and put stickers over real QR codes on things like parking meters. So the only question you got to ask yourself is, do I trust the physical source of this code 100%? So what happens if you actually take the bait? Well, the payload could be ransomware, which locks up all your files until you pay up. It could be a business email compromise scam that fools you into wiring thousands of dollars straight to a criminal's account. Or it could be a credential stealer that just quietly sucks up every single password you have saved in your web browser. The stakes are incredibly high. All right, we've seen the threats. Now let's talk about the tools. These are simple but unbelievably powerful habits anyone can pick up to really strengthen their digital life. First up, passwords. Let's totally rethink them. Forget about trying to remember a jumble of symbols like sign, W, 0RD exclamation mark. The modern way to do it is the passphrase. Just think of a memorable, unique sentence. Its length is what gives it its power. It's super easy for you to remember, but it would take a computer basically forever to guess. Now, to really lock things down, there are 3 golden rules. First, every single important account needs its own unique passphrase. I mean, you wouldn't use the same key for your house, your car, and your office, right? Second, since no one can remember dozens of different sentences, get a trusted password manager. Think of it like a secure digital vault for all your keys. And third, it's always smart to do a quick security checkup. A site like haveibeenpawned.com can tell you if your email or passwords have been leaked in a past data breach. Our next must-have tool is multi-factor authentication, or MFA. Just think of it like having 2 different locks on your front door. Even if a criminal manages to steal your key, your password, they still can't get in because they don't have that second factor, like a code from your phone or your fingerprint. Seriously, if there's one single thing you do to protect your accounts, it should be turning on MFA absolutely everywhere you can. So we've covered how to spot threats and how to use your defensive tools, but this last piece, this is what takes you from just defending your own accounts to being a security champion for everyone around you. Take a look at how a really mature security program measures its success. It's not just about tracking who clicks on a fake phishing test. The number that's way more important is the report rate. How many people are actually spotting something that looks suspicious and raising their hand? A high report rate, that's the sign of a healthy, engaged human firewall.
And this is really what it all boils down to. When you take a moment to report that sketchy email or that weird text, you're doing so much more than just protecting yourself. You are giving your security team live threat intelligence. They can take your report, find that threat, and wipe it from everyone else's inbox before another person gets a chance to click. Your one action protects the entire community. It's truly a heroic act.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one thought. Technology will always be there, in the background, blocking millions of automated threats. But the cleverest threats, the most dangerous ones, are aimed directly at you. They only need one click to get through. But now, you know. You're not just a target anymore. You are the firewall. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with your next click?